Alright, October 19th, 2018. Spent the entire day working on this Titan Bluestreak. Cleaned every single inch of this thing over. It is just a beautiful saw. It's all reassembled now. It's not just a box of parts. Everything is complete. Everything's freed up now. I got the helper handle freed up, so now the pin, you pull it up, you can turn the the tensioner on there. Got the chain all nice and mounted on here. We're missing a screw down here, no big deal. We're missing the tag. That's literally the only piece missing. Tag that would have said what it was. That, and I guess the off switch. Whatever that might have been. Unless this is it. I'm not really sure. But it is in beautiful condition. The engine was locked up this morning. And I cleaned everything out. There was so much crap packed between the blower shroud and the blower flywheel. It's on there. This has a normal flywheel with what looks like a stamped sheet metal extra set of fins on top of that, and most of those are broken off. I guess the guy before me who had this thing for so many years, someone must have just pried on there thinking they could unseize it that way, and that's not how you do it. So it actually wasn't stuck bad at all. Sprayed the cylinders full of penetrating oil, and I wasn't even messing with it. I was cleaning the rest of the saw up, and I was just rubbing all the grime off the flywheel, and I just started noticing it started to move. So just kept rocking it back and forth 1,000 times later, and it turns 360 without really any problem. Got both of the cylinder tins here mounted back on. Valves here for the fuel tank. It's got the Tillotson carburetor. You see, what model was this? A DY2B. Thought it was cracked here. Looks like it's just the casting. When I ultrasonically clean it, I'll find out. If not, replacing the carburetor's not a big deal. I've seen some of these that almost look like they have an Air Maze air cleaner on them, but this is just your standard kind of Skinner air cleaner with O-rings on the bottom. A nice aluminum cover. Really, the fuel and oil caps are just beautiful. These are just awesome. One of my favorite parts, cast aluminum tanks. Got this manual primer here for the oil. There's your choke here, your throttle down here, fuel valves. There's your clamp for the bar, so you can turn the bar either way. This is like a 33-inch bar from this face to here. It's pretty small. Looks like you could get them from 2 to 12 feet from Titan. Both mufflers are present. That one's a little beat up. It's not a big deal. For what I paid for this saw, I don't really care. So basically, I got to rebuild the carburetor, flush the fuel tanks, get ignition, fix the recoil, change the plug wires, change all the lines that are on here. I mean, this is the oil line that goes to the transmission. It's seen better days. It's got a little one wire support that's in there, which is kind of neat. I have to clean up the chain. There's one of these patent pending man killer links that are on here that you just push together. Here it is right here. That's going to get changed out. I actually was using the recoil before, and the spring broke, which was just unfortunate. It's like a 1/2-inch diameter piece of spring steel, so we might actually make one on the lathe if we could get spring steel stock that size. It's just a really cool saw. I'm really happy to have this. So there you go, on there, something like that. So I guess you probably want to hear that this thing's got compression, so hopefully that's in view. If that made it on there, if it didn't, it's got compression, turns over. This side, the piston skirt's pretty score. Up 2 compression rings on the top of the piston. There's one on the bottom, which is unusual. I've actually never seen a chainsaw that had rings on the bottom of the piston before. I guess with this being the boxer type engine, you know, you'd need extra rings to control the oil there, as you'd smoke real bad. But I think if I could do enough research and find out if these cylinders have a cast iron bore, and that if I could just hone it lightly, clean the piston skirts up, put new rings in it, put it back together without taking the crankcase apart, I think this engine would run really, really nice. You know, that being said, you know, I'd have to get the ignition done, and I have no idea what this has for ignition. I don't know if it's Phelon, Eisenman, Quaco. I have no idea what this has. I do know it has 2 wires coming out the bottom of the stator plate, which is behind the flywheel set. Will have to come out. I'm probably going to make a new new set of fins that bolt around the flywheel, and we'll probably just press that on, make it a real nice fit, so that way they'll never break again. Probably even push a little bit more airflow than what these original ones did. And it is just a nice saw. Look at that. Freaking spotless now. It's all clean. Oh. It says I think it's 126 on the bottom of this. Yeah, 126 on the bottom of the flywheel housing there. So I don't know if that could possibly be the serial number or not. Show you how the bore moves on here. You just loosen this big lever. You could just do this one-handedly. See if it works. See up there. You know, you can lock it in any position you want, really. I believe that this model chainsaw is the ER Bluestreak, the automatic mercury clutch. Centrifugal clutch in here, because when the engine was locked up this morning, I happened to be cleaning the drive sprocket. I noticed that it turned, but the engine did not. And I looked down the sleeves of these tubes that go for the handlebars, and there's no linkages in there, so these don't twist like I thought this morning. So I believe that this is the later 12 horsepower model with the mercury clutch. But I haven't taken it all apart yet to find out. You know, I'm just ecstatic that I was able to get the engine freed up with minimal effort. So now it's going to be the process of you know, going to the town on this and making sure that cylinders are good, pistons are nice, and playing the crank's good, the ignition's good, carburetor's good, recoil works, fuel tanks get cleaned out and replumbed, and we'll make this old girl work again. Jeez, I've just been looking for one of these for almost 10 years. Could not believe I found one here in my home state in New York. And it's a nice one too. Yes, I think the only real busted part is this little ear busted off. There, that could be TIG welded back up and turned back down. And there's minimal wear even on the guard here for the transmission. I think other than that one broken piece, there's a little tiny crack here. Again, it's, you know, that could be fixed. This looks like it's good grade aluminum. Nothing major, thankfully. So this one will be mechanically restored, and if I could find someone nice enough to donate me a tag, so that way I could, you know, scan it into the computer, design it, and then make a transfer of it, so that way I could acid etch a new one, that would be awesome. Because I really like engines and machines that have original tags, or tags in general. So there she is. I have no idea what year it is. I would guess right around World War II, probably 1940, 1946, somewhere in that range. Just a nice chainsaw. Just look at that. Titan Bluestreak.